kids playing with lawn jarks will not be seen tonight, so we may bring you the following presentation.
What is up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in. This is the Matt Rames Show, you know what I mean? We got my friend Kevin joining us today, who I went to New York with. Before we get into all this, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the trip to New York, got Kevin here, break it down, talk about some of the stuff, and then we're going to be making our NFL picks, you know what I mean? I don't know if Kevin's going to be, you know what I mean? He doesn't seem very confident. But before we get into the whole this thing, a big shout out to the sponsors of the show. Quick Trip, you know what I mean? They got all the deals going on, and right now they got I think they got beef jerky on sale over here on the Quick Rewards app. So be sure that you get the Quick Rewards app, see what they got going on because they always got some good deals, you know what I mean? And check them out. And then Nicolay Law, a great sponsor. If you get injured, missing work, and you need help, you need a professional. Check out Nicolay Law, nicolaylaw.com. They're going to hook you up, you know what I mean? But here we go. We are in this thing. What's up? Welcome, Kevin.
Hey, what's up? You had a long week last week, huh?
Yeah. And usually, you know, you're watching. Now you're in here. But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about New York. Did you have a good time? Did I know you by the end?
No. I think we got a little bit tired just from all the trips and all the stuff. We're all over town.
Yeah, dude, I was tired by the end. I was done walking. I was done being on subways. I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm cashed out. But so let's talk about it was my first time being on an airplane. I didn't think it was that bad, and it's funny because right now with all the snow going on, the Packers plane is actually delayed, and they're like de-icing it. I saw Tyler Herrick, shout out to Tyler Herrick, over on Twitter talk about it, and they're like, it's going to be a bumpy ride because like 45-mile-an-hour winds and stuff on takeoff. I was like, dude, I'm glad that did not happen. That seems like a horrible situation.
Well, they had to replace our sticker on the plane before we could leave. That was like an hour delay.
Yeah, that's what they said. There was a sticker. I was like, I think that they were just trying to make it feel better. They don't want to be like, hey, there's something going on with the engine, but we're gonna fix it. Don't worry about it. So they're like, we're fixing a sticker. I remember them saying that. I was like, all right, but yeah, I don't think that the takeoff was like the main part, but I didn't think that the plane. I wasn't too stressed about the plane. I knew it'd be a thing. Like that's my face at takeoff, and but it wasn't that horrible.
That's your oh no face right there, by the way.
Yeah. I think the way back actually leaving New York going to Green Bay that takeoff was probably worse because like as soon as we took off they like turned and you could like see right down to the ground. Like I don't know, maybe we should get up in the air first before we start doing all this type of stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, it wasn't bad. I don't think the flight was bad. I think the worst part about the flight is just going through all the security. Because like I don't know what I'm doing, and now I'm getting searched because I forgot to take something out of my pockets, and there was a whole that take your shoes off. I was like, I messed up. But yeah, I don't think that the plane ride is too bad though. We got some comments rolling in here. We are going to talk about our picks over here coming up, but I appreciate people jumping in. We're just going to talk about New York here for a quick second. So all right. So what was your favorite thing about New York? What was like you asked me that one time. What was your favorite day? And when you asked me that at the time, I was so tired. I was like, I don't even care.
Yeah, you had nothing to say.
I was just like, dude, I was spent.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I enjoy Midtown. I enjoy the subway. My favorite part is comedy clubs, which I guess no surprise to you now. And then and then just kind of out and about stuff, like when we'd kettle the fish, the bars, stuff like that. The nighttime stuff. The day stuff is like, yeah, just check, like, it's like a scavenger hunt or whatever.
Yeah.
So, comedy clubs are the best. I mean, we saw some people that are bigger names that people might have heard of, but yeah, no, that's a big thing. And then the other thing that I keep thinking about is like trying to put Matt in situations where he would never get to experience it, and some of it was scary stuff. So those were the things
I
that's what I wanted to do.
People on Twitter were saying like, "Well, I don't think you're supposed to be there, taking pictures and stuff." No, I think my favorite spot thing. I mean, there was so many like all that stuff. Like just like being on a subway was cool because like I never thought in my life I'd ever be on a subway. I got old after a while. I was like, all right, that's enough of that. But it wasn't bad. I think it's very convenient. Like for like if people who live there that you can just walk to a subway, jump on, then you're like on way other far away. But it's just along the way, sketchy stuff might happen. Depends where you are. But I think going up though at the summit, like that whole thing, you were up to like the 92nd floor, or whatever it was, and like we're getting on this elevator. I kind of never knew what was going on because I was just following Kevin. Like it wasn't like he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go do this now," or maybe he did. I wasn't listening. I don't know. But like, so we were just on this elevator, and they're like, "Hey, do you have a problem with flashing lights?" Or asking us like repeatedly, and I'm like, "All right, so we're probably gonna see some flashing lights at some point." And then all of a sudden we're like in an elevator, which doesn't even feel like you're on an elevator. Just like a door opens and you walk in, and then all of a sudden like lights start flashing. It's like, and it's like sounds are going on or whatever. I don't even remember the sounds because I was just like, what's happening? And then you like, look up and there's a number. You know how the elevator, the floors, and it just go, it's just rolling, dude. And that's what I was like. We're just gonna fly out the top of this building, I think. And then when we got in there, it's like all the lights and still they got different music. They had so much crazy stuff up there. And I thought it was just so extra because I feel like the view isn't enough, but they're like, no. Also, let's do war crimes on their brain. That's like what they do, like to torture people, I think. But it was awesome.
They were checking to see if we're mentally stable, definitely, because like it was a lot of noise for a long period of time.
And like that one room you walk in, there's like balls everywhere. They're on the ceiling, they're on the floor. They're just like, and it's like, don't kick the balls. I got hit like 7 times in the head, ding, just like all to the sides. Like people were just kicking those things. It was awesome though. And then the clear floor. I think it's funny because we went through this thing at the top, and it's like the floor is glass, and it's kind of like a sandal thing, and everyone's in line to like get pictures there and do like the thing. And I was looking around, I'm like, everyone here's on a date except for me and you. It was all like people like hugging us. I was like, this is like a date thing in New York. But we were out there just after like, because they give you 30 seconds to take pictures, and everyone like hold each other and like do all this weird stuff. Not weird, but private, whatever, personal things. And then me and Kevin are out there just like taking selfies, like, dude. That was awesome. No, but that was cool. Just seeing the top of New York is awesome. And then I think Brooklyn was cool to see, like those old buildings, like with the big doors, like the Cosby style, buildings. I think those are cool to see. But yeah, I think that, and obviously the comedy club is awesome. I never been to like a small comedy club like that, especially like New York. That's like where it all started, I believe. You know what I mean? But we got a comment over here. Joseph says, "Hey, Matt, good luck. You're going to need it. You're coming into a war zone in Detroit. I hope it's an action-packed game." You know what I mean? It's going to be a good one. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so what were some things that you got to see, Kevin? Because you've been there like before, right? Yeah. So what were some things, did you do any sketchy things that you wouldn't have brought your daughters to? Because you went to New York with your daughter? That's what I said. I was like, hey, don't bring me nowhere. You wouldn't bring your daughter.
No, we basically did the same stuff. I mean, there was a couple more things like Freeman Alley, but I knew that was going to be in a decent part of town. It was fine. So
yeah, but you didn't tell me about that. I just started walking in a sketchy alley. It's funny because you walked in, I just stopped. I just looked in this thing. It's like graffitied everywhere, and I'm just like looking around like, I don't know what he's bringing me into a murder right here. But it's actually a restaurant. It looks sketchy though. Like for my video, everyone's like, not everything's a good idea, and everyone's like all concerned that we were just like.
I sent you a whole bunch of TikToks, and that was probably in the TikToks from like 4 or 5 years ago.
You sent me like 3,000 of them. To be fair, I think I missed some of them.
Well, yeah, there was more than enough, and half of it was, I think I'd asked Matt, what are you interested in? And his thing was like, just sightseeing, and then I tried getting any details, and Matt's like, I don't know, whatever you think, Yeah,
well, my thing is I just kind of do stuff, you know what I mean? But it's good that you had a plan, otherwise we'd have just been walking in circles. But no, we went all over. I think the Brooklyn Bridge was actually like one of the coolest things too, because first of all, like in the movies, like what New York is in the movies isn't real life, because in real life there's tourists everywhere. Like in the movies, they don't really show tourists. It's always just like in Law and Order and stuff. It's just people living their lives or whatever. But if you're on the Brooklyn Bridge, there's like joggers. But other than that, it's all tourists taking pictures and doing stuff. But the Brooklyn Bridge is like cool to be on. It's just so massive. Like You know, everything about it. We were underneath it. We were on top of it. You know what I mean? We were all over that thing. We were flying next to it. That's the thing too. What's that thing called? A tramway?
Yep.
It like just glides. It's just like this box that glides over. And I was like, we were walking up. I didn't even know we were getting on this thing. I see it flying. I'm like, what the hell is that thing? And he's like, that's what we're gonna get over the water. And I was like, what the hell? Like, thanks for the heads up. Like, then we're on. Actually, it was pretty awesome. I mean, it seemed a little sketchy, kind of like jingling around a little bit. I'm like, what's holding this thing up? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know. But it was cool though. It was cool. All right, so let's see. Let's get to a few comments as we're going here. Haha, he called Detroit a war zone, maybe in the streets, but the Lions aren't intimidated. That's the thing, dude. I mean, we're gonna get into that. The Lions ain't scaring nobody, dude. And then that Lion fans, well, the Packers ain't scaring no one. All right, that's fair. We're gonna find out. You know what I mean? Because the Packers did win them, beat them already. And Jeff says, love the 21 jersey you got hanging. I got the same number, but mine is a Super Bowl Woodson jersey. With sewn in numbers and name, priceless. Yeah, dude, that's a good one. You know what I mean? But yeah, so let's talk about Kettle of Fish. We were over at Kettle of Fish. Shout out to Kettle of Fish. Dude, the Kettle of Fish, the hype is real. Everyone talks like on Twitter. You know, it's a New York Packer bar. That bar is awesome. And we had I felt like a little VIP section in the back. And like in the back, it's like a little, almost like the episode of Friends. Except for it's in a bar. They have the couch. And that was a cool thing, too, like being in New York, because you always see on TV, like, bars that they'll have, like, a couch and, like, a little spot. In Green Bay, or, like, bars I go to, they don't have couches, you know what I mean? People would spill beer on them. It'd be a whole mess. But it was cool, because there was, like, a little spot over there. We were all hanging out. There were some really cool Packer fans over there that we got to meet. So what were your thoughts on Kettle of Fish over here, Kevin?
Yeah, no. First walked in, it wasn't overly packed, but by the time we got I don't know, the meetup
There's a lot of
started,
people.
it was packed. Yeah, it was. It's like sardine can. Like you just to move around to get to the bar, everything, you know. But which that might be intimidating, and some people might not like. But I think after that, once you got in that little corner or whatever, and you had all those people that were all interested in talking to us, and well, us, you know, everybody just talking.
Yeah.
It was a blast. That was
Oh,
good.
yeah, there's.
Yeah, and
And it was a Saturday. It was a Saturday before the game, so that place was lit. Like, dude, people were having a good time, dude. It was awesome. And then I forget the dude's name, but there was a guy that we met over there, and then we talked to him like on the corner for like a half hour. And I think
yeah.
I was live. Someone told me I was live. I didn't know I
He
was.
was from Luxembourg, Wisconsin.
All right, there you go.
Yeah,
I don't remember all that.
yeah, you did do some live, but I think that was a short period. You were pretty much amazed at people honking at the cop to get out the way.
Yeah, dude, that's what tripped me out. Because, dude, in New York, like, there's honking nonstop. Like, a light turns green, and they're on the horn, and like they honked at a cop. I was like, that's insane to me. I feel like, and the cop didn't care. That's the thing. I every cop I saw in New York just seemed like they didn't care what was going on. You have cops in the subway, and they're just BSing with each other. Like, just like, you know, two regular dudes
Standing
talking.
around and talking.
And they're just there to make sure no one, you know, does anything crazy and watching or whatever. But yeah, I feel like all the cops in New York are just hanging out. I'm not that they're not working, you know. I mean, I'm not saying it like that. But I know and then I had one cop light his sirens up at me, and in the park, because I was walking and there's like a thing on the ground that you can read, and I was reading it, and there's a cop behind me trying to get through the trail, and then he's like, "Reep!" I was like, "Oh, I got you know, sirened up by NYPD." You know what I mean? That was pretty cool. That made my day. So, what else you got, Kevin? Do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to talk about the trip?
I mean, yeah. There's a couple things. Before we left, Matt's true to quick trip. We had to stop, get a chocolate milk, get on the way. You know, I mean, that was priceless.
Yeah.
He walks in and he's like, he got a couple things, I'm like, well, you know, what took so long? He's like, well, I scanned it, I already had it set up on my app, and I get free chocolate milk. So
Yeah, I basically get free chocolate milk every time I go to Quick Trip. Bing, because that's what I used on the Quick Rewards app for all the visits. But yeah, dude.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
Hey, what do you got?
Okay, if you were ever to go back, is there any place you didn't go to that you would want to go to if you went back?
I think maybe on the top of the World Trade Center, the new building, like kind of like what we did with the Summit. They have one there too, that new building. I don't know how new it is, but whatever. But I heard that's ridiculous. I think that'd be cool. But otherwise, I think we hit everything, even more than I even thought, you know, that we would. Like Like I feel like, and everyone else, like people who watched, like all the pictures and videos that we did, and they were like, dude, you did like a lot of stuff. Like Kevin had us like on a schedule. Like I'm like the least scheduled person. Like when I just go places, I just like we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Eating, we'll figure it out. Kevin's like, dude, this is what we doing. We going now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we had people telling us go to Cat's Deli over and over and over.
Yeah.
And we weren't in the East Village. We never got that far over. So things like that, I definitely want to get there, get hit that up. I have never been there. More comedy clubs. I've been to Comedy Cellar before. We had Kevin Hart drop in with me and my daughter, and just like when Matt and I were at the New York Comedy Club, we're what? How many feet away from the comedians? 5 feet.
Yeah, not even. We could have touched him. They told us not to though.
Yeah, they got mad at me once I got buzzed up or something. Or someone kept.
No, I don't think anyone got mad at you. But you were tweaking me out because like they had a strict thing at the beginning. They're like, don't talk. And Kevin had a couple 3 beers. You know what I mean? Because Kevin's not a big drinker. People, he's a professional. He's a good fella. But he had an old fashioned, couple of beers. He's feeling good. And I feel like every time the comedian said something, you were like, yeah. And then you were like adding to it. I was like, chill, dude. Plus, I didn't want attention towards us where they started roasting us. Not that I would care. That'd been funny. And then they did talk just a little bit. Called us Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, they get involved with the crowd.
Oh
But
yeah, they kind of.
they don't want you like heckling, and they don't want you like getting it, but a little like just kind of like following along, and like if you're in
Yeah.
the conversation and like agreeing, they like that. It lets them know, lets them feel like it's not by themselves. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got a couple of nudges like shut the hell up, or
No, not that. I don't know. It was probably you were probably more than right than I was. I was just tweaked out that we are gonna be like.
I think it would have been cool if you guys could have went and sat in on an SNL episode.
oh, I
Would have
signed
been
up
cool.
for that. I did
Yeah.
sign up, and there's
But
a
that
wait.
we were at Saturday night. We were at the bar.
And you guys
Hello,
are
Fish.
sure you had nothing to do with that Jets?
No, we didn't. We had nothing to do with that.
No.
All right, so the New York best place for a Sbarro slice. You know what I mean, dude? The funny thing about that is like that's a joke from The Office. And as soon as I knew I was going to New York, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a video if I see a Sbarro's. But I'm like, I probably won't. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to like do this stupid video. But then I did it, and people got really, really mad. Like, you go all the way to New York and you're eating at Sbarro. I'm like, dude, I didn't eat it. Did you see a review? I was joking. The Office. Do you guys not watch The Office? You know what I mean? And they were like heated. Even like when I did that review on that burger place on the street, people were really mad. People on Twitter like super mad. They're like, I live in New York. Real New Yorkers don't eat off of that thing. I'm like, yeah, I bet not, dude. I was drinking. We were at the Packer game. I was buzzed up, saw it. I've seen it. They're all over the city. They're everywhere. So they let me try something. You know what I mean? Do a little video. Burger was horrible. Probably the worst burger I've had in my life. You know what I mean? It was not good. I seen them make it. I knew it wasn't going to be good right away. I was like, oh, that's not going to be good. But, I mean, when you're there, just, I thought it'd be a funny video. I think it was. People got mad, though. Like, of all the places in New York, and you picked that. First of all, when we were in New York, we ate so much. We would eat, and then we'd, like, walk by a place and, like, you hungry? Like, I could eat. Just, like, there's food everywhere. Like, I think most of the money I spent was just on food. Like, smash burger. Like, what was the best food that
There you go.
ate?
There's your picture right in the middle, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lombardi's definitely.
The Lombardi's pizza was just such a different pizza because, like, I mean, I've never had because that's like real New York pizza. That's real like old school pizza. I think they said that they're the first pizza place in America, pizza shop. So like it was just so different than anything that you see around here, and it was just so good. But it was so different too than any the pizza that I'm used to. I like trash pizza. You know what I mean? I feel like I was eating fancy. And then we were like in the inside Lombardi's pizza is like. It's just so classy. It's just we were sitting like by a glass window by the by the street there, and like they had pictures of Jack Nicholson and different celebrities that ate there. It's like a really big deal that restaurant. It's very, very old. I think what they said 1903 or something. I forget what year exactly.
Over 100 years. Yeah.
Yeah. It was early 1900s. So if you're in New York, I'm sure you've heard of it. If you are, you're like, oh really? I lived down the street. I didn't know. But it's like a famous place. And like for burger places, like all the burger places that we went to were just insanely good. I don't know if it's like real meat. What's going on in New York? But the burgers,
Smash
like
burgers and
smash burgers.
Yeah, and we went to like Bryant Park, and I got some food there, and then I got like a viral bucket of cookies from the
Yeah,
Harold.
that TikTok cookies.
Yeah, those TikTok cookies. Yep. So
He saw
yeah,
them on
we
TikTok. He's like, I'm gonna have to eat those cookies. I don't need to see them on TikTok. I'll eat them. You know what I mean?
felt like a dozen times that week. Yeah.
Dean said Lombardi's Pizza. Any relation to Vince Lombardi or just coincidence? I think it's just a coincidence. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
believe
picture of
so.
Kevin right there. No, I think it's just a coincidence. Maybe that's why all the Packer fans love it. I'm not sure, but I think either way, it would have been awesome. You know what I mean? Or it'd be awesome. Matt, it was great to see you at Kettle of Fish. Packers over the Lions by 10. Go Pack, go! All right, so we're gonna get into some picks. Kevin, do you have anything else you want to talk about our journey to New
Yeah.
York City?
I mean, if we got time after your picks, we can keep going on that too. But yeah, yeah, it was a blast. I mean, we got everywhere. Yeah, eating was the big thing, and then yeah, other than that, like I don't know, just to share it with a friend. I mean, I've always had to do it like my daughters,
Yeah,
whatever.
you were always there with like, and I think
Yeah,
it'd have been a lot different too. Like I was thinking about that. Like if my wife is there, because like some of the first of all, you had us going through some sketchy neighborhoods. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like after the comedy club, we were walking through a neighborhood. I'm like, walk faster, dude. We're about to get murdered over here, dude. I don't know. Like,
no,
we probably were safe, but like in my head, I was like, oh,
yeah,
we've already died. You know what I mean? But
sure.
no, most play 99% of the time, it was beautiful. You know what I mean? But there was a few times, it's late. It's like midnight. It's like we were walking around and I was like, I don't know how safe we are. Like there's people like just like people screaming at you kind of tweaks me out sometimes. Like that one guy was chasing us down. He came out of nowhere. Because like I don't know. I feel weird about the one thing is like because there's people who are struggling that you see obviously like you see it in every big city, but like you want to help. Like I would be cool with like giving, but then when you do, you kind of put yourself sometimes, especially if you're in a big area
And
where other people see, oh
that's
he's got
mostly on the
money.
subway, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
So that,
walking around, I mean, the more people there was, the more like normal it felt. You know,
oh
like
yeah, and I'd say like I thought it was great. Everywhere where we was awesome. We, on the subway a few times we had. But on the subway, I never felt like I was like in danger. I mean, we seen some sketchy stuff, but I would like everyone. There's people everywhere, and even when there wasn't, like those guys were about to fight, like they weren't mad at us. That's what I feel about New Yorkers is they keep it to themselves. Like everyone stays to themselves, like in a bubble. Like they don't care what's going on, and even if they do have conflict, that's just them. And that's the only time we see anyone get kind of rowdy, and they figured it out. They just talked. They didn't stand up or nothing.
yeah.
So
Well, and even in that situation, there's still like 40 people, other
yeah.
people on the train, and yeah, they're having their own conversation, and yeah, there's just people everywhere. So you know that like they're not going to involve everybody. It's
Oh yeah, yeah. But we were right next to him, so we'd have been the
yeah.
worst.
But we were a little bit faded too at that night, so we were like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Dark Arts Poker said, didn't Chinatown feel like a different planet? It does to me, dude. All of it, like Chinatown, even Koreatown, Little Italy, those places are like, it's like a different planet, dude. And I was saying it, even like the World Trade Center area, all that, how the buildings are so massive. It's like something like you can't even like you have to take a. I was gonna take a picture, like I might have been on here where I was trying to get the whole building in it, and I had to like go all the way down because the buildings are just so massive, and it's like so unlike anything I've ever seen. It was wild, and then the Statue of Liberty right there, seeing that with their own two eyes, I'm one of them for me, but the other one was looking at Manhattan. But that's a good joke, Kevin, right there.
You got it.
But yeah, that was cool. Going in, we took the ferry over, got a little bit close to the Statue of Liberty, not too close, but to be in we were in Staten Island, not for very long, not for very far, but we were there. We came back, but now we can say we were in Staten Island. You know what I mean? But yeah,
That to me, every time you get out of a subway in New York, it's a whole different world in each place. Where I've taken subways in, I mean, San Francisco, Washington D.C., Chicago. You get out and it's like two different. Like it depends. Are you in a certain area, or pretty much you get out in like Chicago? Most of it just feels the same, except if you're in like the Loop or downtown. It's like two areas. When you're in New York, like every time you get out, it's a whole
yep,
new. I mean, like you were saying, if you're downtown, it feels one way. You're in Midtown, it's another way. Chinatown is a whole another animal. I mean, Brooklyn's another. I mean, everything just feels different. So to me, it's like kids go to like Disney World and do that stuff, and they're there for like seeing a different world. And to me, it's like, yeah, I'm in an actual whole world, living world, and you can go choose what you want to spend money on. So I don't know. To me, it's crazy.
Yeah, and
It's
then that's so true because like we would get out of the subway because like you'll be in a subway, you're upstairs or like you're underneath, obviously. Then you'll go upstairs, you'll go downstairs, you'll walk down a hallway. Now you're downstairs. Like, where am I? Am I above ground or below? Like you can't keep up. And then you'll walk through you'll like walk down a hall and you think like, hey, this is gonna be the end of the subway. We're gonna walk up the stairs and be out. And then you walk upstairs and you're not out yet. Because like, how far was I down? Like, it's so weird. It's hard to even know like where you are. Because I never knew where we were going, anyways. But then we would pop up out of the subway, and it could be, it's like totally different. Like you say, it's such a different vibe. And I'd be like, where are we? And you'd be like, well, we started over here, and now I'm like, hey, no, where are we? Manhattan, Midtown, where are we? I need to know.
Yeah, when we went to the comedy club, you're like, where are we? I'm like, we're in Manhattan. I just wanted to make sure we're still in
No,
Manhattan.
I just want to know like where I'm at because I feel like we're in the subway. We were on it for like 4 stops, whatever. And I'm like, hey, you know where you're going. You got your phone, you got the GPS. Like, I need to know situations. You know what I mean? But
So you didn't try to learn how to navigate the subway. You were
no.
like, all right, I'm following Kevin. All right.
Well, because I don't need to learn it. Like, well, I'm not like I'm gonna be there forever. I was like, I don't learn unnecessary things. You know what I mean? I was following you around, and if we got lost, I could figure it out or whatever.
Matt, I'll back you on that one. I would have done the same thing. I would have followed Kev too.
Yeah, I mean, my brain isn't gonna be extra stressed for no reason. I'm gonna learn something to never use it again. I might, I'll probably go back at some point, but I don't need to be. When I go back with my wife, I don't think we'll be out. We'll probably be Ubering some stuff. I'm not sure my wife is like she said that. She's like, I don't know about the subway. I mean, we'll probably try it, but I don't know. She doesn't like confined stuff. I can't imagine her being like in a jacked. Dude, the subway, like at its worst, or no one's saying it's worst, but it's packed, most packed. Like you're sitting there and you're like face to face. I was face to face with a lady one time. And like I haven't been that close to my wife in a while, you know what I mean? Like this lady was right here. And then like so I just turned my head, she turns her head the other way, and you're just there. And then another time this dude was like, we were kind of cramped in by the door, and this dude's like, Jordan Love's not a franchise quarterback. And he kind of starts dogging the Packers, but we're like so close. I'm just like, yeah, I guess we'll see. And he's like, yeah, that dart though, he's gonna be something. We're going to the playoffs. So I'm like, all right, we'll see. I actually like Dart. I think he's gonna be. I think the Giants got something going there. But like to say that Jordan Love isn't a franchise quarterback, and that was after the game. And I know with people on Twitter, I kind of made that joke. People were like, "Whoa, he's not wrong." I'm like, all right, whatever. I think he is. I think he is. But yeah. Anything else you want to throw in there? What do you got?
He was about the only guy in Manhattan that talked.
Oh yeah,
about
he
it.
was awesome. Like I don't agree with what he said, but that guy was awesome. And that guy in the Brooklyn Park or whatever we were when we were walking through Brooklyn, we were going through like a park, and this guy kind of was giving us jazz about the Packers or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, but he
It was
was
a good
cool.
time. Yep.
That's one thing I find so crazy about New York is that they have garbage cans all over the city. Obviously, people put the garbage in, and they're not overflowing. There's always just people going around emptying out the bags of garbage. It's like I don't know how many people they employ in New York City just to go up to garbage cans and take the garbage out. Like it's got to be like thousands, because And everyone talked about like, it smells like urine. I don't think it did at all. I've never was in a spot where I was like, this is disgusting.
It was fall, so the smells kind of died down.
Oh yeah. I bet you in the summer it gets a little ripe. I wouldn't want to be there in the dead of winter, like the snow. I feel like the subways would be so messy, and I feel like people just falling down the steps. What's going on there? I feel like there'd be ice and stuff that like right down the steps, but
Well, they did have some flooding this last summer, so that could have cleaned some of it too.
Yeah, I thought it was good. You want to pick some games there, Kevin?
Well, I can tell you about teams that I know about a little bit, but
Yeah,
if we get to the Titans,
look at that picture right there. That's a good picture right there. That guy was awesome.
Yeah, 3 Green Bay East alum. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
But all right, so let's get into the Pick'em show a little bit right here. You guys ready to make some picks? Hammer the chat. You know what I mean? Legendary trip. Give a round of applause for Kevin, though. You know what I mean? All right, don't worry. We're gonna kind of fly through these anyways. I'm gonna talk about the more important ones. You know what I mean? And there you go. Go Pack, go the Bears. Still suck indeed. All right, so first game right here, you know what I mean? It's a good one. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thursday. It's noon. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions, in Detroit.
Go, Pack, go!
Here we go. Kevin, what are you singing? All right, so the Packers taking on Detroit in Detroit over here. I just want to go through a few numbers right here. Last 5 games, the Packers are 3-2. CBS power ranking, they're 7th. The Lions are 8th. So these teams, I feel like, are kind of similar. But the Lions ain't scaring nobody. You know what I mean? They might scare some people. They're not scaring me. Like, offensively versus the defense, though, dude, the Packers defense, 4th in total yards, 5th in passing yards, 6th in rushing yards, 5th in points. The Lions offense, 4th in total yards, 9th in passing yards, 3rd in rushing yards, and 2nd in points. That is going to be an absolute battle, dude. Packers offense have to pick it up a little bit, but I think that they can do it. But they got the injuries. The injuries, like Jaden Reed, still isn't going to be there. I saw something today. I think we're getting Josh Jacobs back, but the Packers are they're banged up. But I think Detroit probably is too a little bit. But I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say, I don't give score predictions on all of them, but on this one, I think I said like 24-13 yesterday. I give a different score prediction every single day. But I think 24-13. Packers offense has to come out, though, and push the ball down the field. They got to get after it early. Defense is going to do their thing. But if they let Gibbs run all over them, it's going to be a problem because that dude's a monster. You know what I mean? Kevin, do you agree with my assessment?
Yeah. The only thing I saw like a Peter Bukowski thing. He's talking about explosive plays. Detroit struggles with teams that are good at explosive plays. And the other thing was the Packers are like number 1 in the league against man-to-man coverage, and that's what Detroit likes to play. So kind of there's things that kind of point to why we have a good chance, or not chance, but I could see. I don't even know what the line is. Are the Packers favored?
I think the Lions are favored by like 3 or something. So
3, yeah, it's a 3 is the.
I think
line.
3 is what you get for being at home, so it's basically a squash.
It's squash, yeah.
So you listen to a lot of Peter Bukowski over there?
No, it just
because that sounded like you gave better analytics than me. You know what I mean? That was pretty good.
I was very impressed. I really was.
That was my TikTok from 4:30 to about 5:30.
That's awesome. All right, so we got some score predictions over here from the chat. Jose says Packers 31, Vikings 21. I think it'll be interesting to see. Oh no, that's it's the Lions, but that's probably a mistake. But I think it'll be interesting to see like how much the Packers defense can contain this offense, because the Lions offense can get after it, and the Packers defense obviously among one of the best in the league. So can they keep them under like 20 points? Can they, like they've been doing? They haven't really allowed too many teams to really bust off any points, except for that Cowboys game was in the 40s. There wasn't, I think, a couple other games that it was over 20. So the Packers defense has been getting after, but the Lions defense is going to be it's going to be a problem. Sounds like Josh Jacobs is playing too. Yeah, Josh Jacobs is going to play, right? So we kind of see what Emmanuel Wilson can do. So hopefully they can really, use both of them, keep Josh Jacobs fresh. Emmanuel Wilson is a dog, but like, is part of that is that he got in rhythm because he was getting those starting reps. I don't know, but he played great. Wilson played great. He had low pad level, as they say, you know what I mean? And he just kept his feet moving. I think everyone watching the game was thinking the same thing. We were saying it on the watch party. He just kept moving his feet. He did not stop. He got every yard that he possibly could have got. So, and now bringing Josh Jacobs back, they got to get Emmanuel Wilson on the field, I believe. You know what I mean? What's up, Rob Body? Said, good evening. How you doing, my man? You know what I mean? My prediction is pain, says Jonathan. You know what I mean? Story of our lives. You know what I mean? Joanna says Packers 27, Lions 17. I'd be down with that.
See, we're thinking the same thing, Joanna and I. Yep.
Yeah.
That special 27 number, right?
Yeah, that 27 number. That's why I don't pick it, because I feel like, I don't know. That's a weird thing. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I have Sirius satellite radio in my truck, right? And then I've been having since I've been back from New York, right? Whenever I change the station, a song is just starting. And it's all it's been a while since I've changed the station, and it was like halfway through a song. It's so bizarre. It's like I'm on Truman Show.
No. You're not weird about that. I was riding with my buddy Dan today, coming back from Rockford, right? Yeah. And he said the same exact thing. He's got Sirius in his car.
Is it different now where it's not like live? Because it used to be like it's just like the radio. When you turn it on, it's like it's whatever's on is on.
And,
but like
and
it's always
Yeah, he switched stations, and every time he switched, it was the start of a song.
See,
Yeah.
I didn't switch it, go back and forth because I felt like it was like good things happening in my world. So like I don't want to tempt it, but whenever I would like listen to it, like I don't like this song, I would switch to another station and it would just be the start of a song. I was like, ooh.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And good songs too. Anyways.
Well, you know what? You feel like you're having a good world. I got one for you. Okay, Matt.
What do you got?
Kev, let's see who's the closest. Now, this is a big game. Lions, Packers, Thanksgiving, right? What do you think the average ticket price is in Detroit? Give me a number. See who's closest.
All right. I'm thinking Detroit is less than Green Bay. They're that's my feel. But I mean, this is two good teams going against each other. I would think typically it's more expensive to go to a Green Bay game, especially like.
I just asked for a number, Kev.
Yeah,
Breaking it down for you.
Yeah,
Let him cook.
Initially, I was thinking last week in Green Bay was around 200. I'm guessing it's lower than that. I'm thinking like 150.
Okay,
I'll
so
say
you
250.
250. The number is 173.
Wow.
Way to
Okay.
go, Kev. Kev. All right.
Adriana said 500. Jonathan said 321.
So, Kev.
Yeah, see, that's why he broke it down, and then you're trying to shut him down, but he was onto it. You know what I mean?
You see why it takes me so much longer to answer and talk whenever we talk. Like,
Yeah, dude. First of all, Kevin does do that. You know what I mean? All love to Kevin.
But
like,
are you
I'll
not
ask him a question.
entertained?
Even like in New York, when I was like, "Where are we?" He'd be like, "Well, we started on 34th Street, and then we got in the subway. We were on there for 4 stops."
He did.
Then
He said
I'm like,
that.
dude, just tell me where the hell we are, dude.
Yeah. It was a little comedy show just to explain anything because that's how I am.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right, so let's keep her moving over here on the picks. You know what I mean? We're going to fly through some of these because some of these I just don't care about. And I'm going to be a guest, by the way, on Lombardi's Bar podcast over on YouTube. That's from Game On Wisconsin. So that's why we're going early today because I'm going to be
8 p.m.?
What?
8 p.m.?
Yeah, 8 p.m. So if anyone wants to watch, come check it out. All right, so this next one we got, this is also a Thanksgiving game. Chiefs taking on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. 70% of the world of CBS land thinks the Chiefs are going to win. I'm not going to go over all the numbers because who really cares, you know what I mean? But I think the Chiefs win this game. I feel like, dude, I've been picking the Chiefs to win, and they keep losing. You know what I mean? I mean, not consistently, but they're not the same Chiefs that, that we've seen like years past, I think. But I've even like not to compare the Packers to those Chiefs teams because those Chiefs teams won a lot, won some Super Bowls. But even like back with Favre and whatever, even like sometimes when everything is going good, you have those seasons where it kind of slumps down. And I think, the Chiefs are having that year right now. But I don't think I'm going to keep, I wouldn't bet against them. This is Thanksgiving. Going on against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a team that can kind of light it up when things are going well, but things can go bad for them, and they're not. I don't know. I don't think that they're very good. But I think the Chiefs win this one. Is a long story short there. Kevin, what do you think? You think Chiefs or Cowboys?
Yeah, Chiefs the more solid team for sure.
Yeah, Chiefs are 6-5, Cowboys 5-1. They're kind of similar record wise, but I think the Chiefs are going to win this thing. All right, we're going to keep her moving over here. You got the Bengals at the Ravens. All right, this is a game that not many people care about. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, the Ravens, I'll say, because the Bengals obviously hurt. They got a lot of stuff going on over there. Joe Burrow's out. The Ravens were missing Lamar Jackson, and I expected him, like, when he come back, just kind of light it up. And I haven't really, watched solid games, like the full games, the Ravens. But they're sitting there at 6-5. You know what I mean? They're not having a good time. Actually, I do want to go look at what the Ravens, their record, the last 5 games. Is that saying they're 5-0 in the last 5 games? That can't be right.
Yeah,
Are they really?
Lamar was hurt, and they were pretty low, and now they're leading the division. So,
well, maybe I'm just talking stupid then. I thought they
Yeah,
were.
they've won the last 5. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just think because I was thinking that's a bad part about fantasy because I really watched a lot of Ravens games the last whatever. I think we did a watch party on them, but because he's my fantasy quarterback and he's been not lighting it up lately, so I kind of thought that. But they're sitting at 6-5. I think that they're going to win this game, but the Ravens got to turn it on if they want to, have some playoff situations. So hope you know what I mean. But I'm gonna make sure I don't skip over any of these. Chat, I appreciate people jumping in the chat. Dale's going to kill the Chiefs. All right, we're gonna see. Reed was our coach. We can't root against him. Yeah, shout out to Andy Reid, dude. I love for Andy Reid.
Reed's a good
but
guy.
But here we go. Let's keep it moving over here. Now we got the Chicago Bears. This is a Friday game. You know what I mean?
No, this is a Friday. Yeah.
The Bears still suck. All right, here we go. This is a Friday ball game at 2:00 p.m. Are we going to do a watch party on that?
No, because remember you got Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving, dude. I want to do a watch party on that. I gotta have to hang out with my family though. But I'm just kidding. That was a joke. No, Bears taking in the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. I think the Bears are gonna get slaughtered. That's what I think. I think the Bears are a fake in the funk, beating teams like they beat the Steelers who without Aaron Rodgers. They lost to the Vikings. I think McCarthy played that game. Someone said he didn't. Someone's like, no, it wasn't him. It was the backup. Well, that's worse then, bro. You know what I mean? So either way, they're not beating like top tier teams. And yeah, you are what your record is. They are 8-3. So I have no problem with Bears fans being happy and being confident and saying, yo, whatever, we're here, we're back. But the way they're being just so cocky about it, like they already won the Super Bowl. All right, let's see what happens because you have a very tough schedule. So does the Packers, and we're gonna find out what the Bears got. And if they got what it takes and they can beat the Eagles, and I'll shut up. I'll still say the Bears suck, but I'll be a little bit quieter about it. Nah, I probably won't be. But you know what I mean? But we are going to find out. I think the Eagles are going to slaughter. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, no, I think, the Eagles this week take care of business. I don't see that. And then, all that talk, we get to see them next week. So,
we're going to find out, dude. Like you say, like the Packers have a tough one in Detroit. Bears have a tough one in Philadelphia. Then they meet together. And we're going to find out real quick in these next couple weeks what the NFC North, how it's going to start looking because we got some battles out there, you know what I mean? All right, now we got the Rams sitting at 9-2. Heading on to Carolina, take on the Panthers, who are 6-6. 98% of CBS line thinks the Rams are going to win. I think that the Rams are going to win. The Rams are going to win big. They're 9-2. This is a good football team, a very, very good football team. Devontae Adams said in an interview or something that this is some of the most fun he's ever had. People were butthurt about that.
Stafford is lighting it up, dude. He's MVP level this year.
Yeah, they're getting after it. You know what I mean? I think the Rams win huge. I know. Yeah, and that's all I got to say about that. Here we go. 49ers. We're talking Sunday at noon. The 49ers taking on the Cleveland Browns. You know what I mean? 49ers are going to win big, too. They're 8-4. 93% of CBS land thinks they're going to win. The Browns, Sanders played. He got his first start. Got his win against the Raiders. Everyone's talking about he's the greatest thing in the world. We're going to find out. I don't think he's going to do anything against 49ers. And I'm not hating on the guy because, I made some comments about Sanders on Facebook because people just I think some people just anoint people, and they're like, this guy's gonna be great, and they pump him up so much. I was like, he's a 5th round pick, let him chill, let him sit or whatever. And then now they have nothing else to lose. They got to see what they got in them or whatever because it's a bad year. I think he could be a quarterback, but you don't know. He's so it's his first start. It was the Raiders, but he's gonna have a tall task because the 49ers. They ain't no joke, you know what I mean?
Well, Browns avoided playing Shadur as long as they could. So, I mean, and I think it's more the coach, not the GM.
Well, I think, too, it's just like a young quarterback. Like, even Jordan Love, a lot of people said, when he was drafted, he wasn't ready right away. I'm not saying that Sanders isn't, but maybe that's their thinking process because I don't know. I never watched him play. But, he got the win, but he got a lot of pressure. Because everyone's watching, you know what I mean? But Dark Arts Poker says, I'm really looking forward to seeing Caleb meeting Micah, Rashawn, and the boys 2 of the next 4 weeks. Yeah, dude, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's so weird about the schedule, how the Packers play the Bears so close together. All right, we're going to keep it moving over here, you know what I mean? We have the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Here's all you need to know about that. The Colts are going to beat the crap out of them. Colts are a good team. Texans, they're 6-5. They're not having a good time. I think the Colts win big, and I think the Colts just lost, didn't they? So I think that they're going to be all fired up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just lost on their last.
Yeah,
game.
So I think the Colts are going to be fired up. I think the Colts win that game. Do you concur, Kevin?
Yeah. Yep.
Concur. Concur. Wow.
Yeah.
I got that from that movie, Catch Me If You Can.
Yep. Yeah. We talked about that too. Being in the airport and all that stuff.
Yeah. Do you concur? Yes, I do. All right, here we go. Saints at the Dolphins. It's a battle of who gives a crap. I think the Dolphins are going to win. That's all you need to know about that. I'm not even going to spend time on that game. And then you got the Falcons sitting at 4-7, taking on the New York Jets. And that's another one. Who cares? I got the Falcons in that one, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. That doesn't affect no one's life. Even fans of those teams are like, whatever. You know what I mean? And then we got the Cardinals sitting at 3-8, taking on the Buccaneers at 6-5. This is a real barn burner. I think the Bucs win this game. The Bucs are. Is that funny for you?
I'm just trying to keep up.
The Bucs are a fun team to watch. They got waxed though last week. We did a watch party on them. They got to figure it out, but I don't think they're gonna. But I think they will in this game because the Cardinals, you know what I mean. They're the Cardinals. Let's keep moving over here. No one cares. Jaguars taking on the Titans. See, the Titans are the national who gives a crap team of the whole league. They're 1-10. The Jaguars are going to destroy them. That's all you need to know. Who cares? All right, so here's the game that actually people care about.
Though. Kev's got an opinion on this game, though.
Yeah. So here we go. Sunday, 3:05 p.m. The Minnesota Vikings sitting at 4-7, taking on the Seattle Seahawks at 8-3.
All right, this is the game we will be covering, you said.
Yep, we're going to be live watch party for this game on Sunday, so come hang out with us. We're looking at the Seahawks right here. Let's check it out. The power ranking. They're 4th in the power ranking. The Vikings are 21st. The Vikings aren't a good football team. McCarthy's a bad quarterback. I'll just tell you. He's not good. Defensively, the Seahawks are 7th in total yards, 18th in passing yards, 4th in rushing yards, and 7th in points. And that's what the Vikings are going to try to do, run the ball. But they're very good at stop and run. They're 4th. So I don't think there's any situation that the Vikings win this game. They're just not a good football team. And they can't be confident. Horrible. How could you be confident on that football team?
They're just horrible.
Yeah, dude, McCarthy, it was fun to watch. Because the whole 9 thing, the whole alter ego thing. Like, dude, it's so stupid because you didn't do anything. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can't be all cocky about it, you know? And it looks so stupid. He got war paint on, like, he's going to war. Dude, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean?
He's just killing young kids' dreams.
Dude's sitting at 4-7, bro. I mean, he didn't start all those games, but I think he lost the ones he did. I don't remember. Anyway, here we go. We have ourselves the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Los Angeles Chargers sitting at 7-4. All right, this is a pretty good football team versus a really not good football team. This is the Raiders team. They lost to the Browns, and I know people are going to say so do the Packers, right? But yeah. So that's all you need to know about that.
Fake news.
I mean that's old stuff. Why are we talking about old stuff? But here we go. So yeah, the Chargers are going to win that one. All right, here's a good game right here. The Buffalo Bills 7-4. Taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be back for that game.
There's a high probability that he will play that game, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they almost beat the Bears last week without Aaron Rodgers. Bears fans were all excited about that. I'm picking the Bills in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers come out swinging. You know, they're 6-5, backs in the wall. Aaron Rodgers, if he comes back, I feel like he performs really good when he's got that, kind of pressure, like the season's on the line situation, like, we're going to run the table. You know what I mean? So, but I think the Bills are going to win that game. You know what I mean? All right, we got a couple more games to go here. The Denver Broncos, probably one of the better teams in the league. I mean, obviously they're one of the better teams in the league. Like, it depends on who you are. A lot of people think that they are the best team in the league. You know? What do you think, Vinny? What do you got so laughing about?
Depending who you are. It's like,
I'm saying some people say the Colts. Some people, you know what I mean?
I think Denver hasn't really played too many caliber teams.
Ooh, fighting words right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they got lucky. I mean, look at the ones we watched. They didn't deserve to win. They didn't look like
they're 29th in strength of schedule.
Yeah, they did not look like a team that's competing for a Super Bowl. They look lucky to have the record they have, in my opinion.
I mean, all right.
I'm not saying they're a bad team.
Their defense is nasty. They're 3rd in total yards, 10th in passing yards, 3rd in rushing yards, 3rd in points. Like, that's a good defense. All right.
Hey, let me go on record. They're not a bad team, but do I think they're Super Bowl contenders? No.
You don't think they're Super Bowl contenders? All right. They're about to be 10-2. They're going to come get you. You know what I mean? Here we go. Then Monday Night Football. We have the New York Giants taking on the Patriots. All right, this is going to be the Patriots are going to beat the crap out of them. The Patriots are 10-2. The Giants are struggling right now. A lot of injuries. They have, they're 2-10. I thought they had more wins than that. Is that accurate?
The Patriots.
But the Patriots, These teams do not like each other. You know what I mean? They got some stuff. Patriots are good right now. Whenever I feel like whoever's on top, when they give them a chance, they're going to beat the crap out of each other. You know what I mean? So I think the Patriots. What do you think, Kevin? Do you agree with my assessment?
Yeah, Giants. We saw them live. I don't remember anything they did that was impressive. I don't remember.
Yeah, you know what I mean, dude. I want to get to this comment over here. 3 pack turds. All right, yeah, that's a creative one, dude. I always like it's funny. I know John. John's a fan of the show. You know what I mean?
Hi, John.
He follows me. He loves me. But yeah, the pack turds thing. No, it's like I don't know. It's not real creative. You know what I mean? But what's up, Riley? How you doing? Jay said the Broncos are gonna win big, so he did. You know what I mean? He's gonna. They're gonna. John says LA Rams are the team to beat. Yeah, I'd probably.
I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So we gonna see, but yeah, Patriots are gonna win that thing big. They're gonna slaughter them.
See,
But here we go.
New York is just playing for pride.
I know, right?
Is Dark going to be back? I mean, is it still?
No, I think isn't he done for the year?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he is. I think he was on IR. Even if, because they have 2 wins, like they're gonna try to bring him back like end of the year.
If he is out, just leave him out. Yeah.
Yeah,
the season's
for me.
done.
I was gonna say I don't know exactly that injury if it was supposed to be a full season thing, but yeah. So here we go. So tonight I'm gonna be in about an hour. I'm gonna be live with Jimmy Christensen and the crew over there at Lombardi's Bar on Game on Wisconsin YouTube page. So go check it out. You know what I mean? And then what days? What do we got tomorrow? Oh no, I got tomorrow's Thanksgiving. We got the Packer game, and Friday no streams. I'm gonna go do the family stuff. So there you go.
Yeah. So you got Vinny for the first 20, 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Of the
So
game?
for tomorrow, I forgot to mention that. So tomorrow for the Packer game, I will be late. I work till noon, so I'm gonna hurry home. I'll be home about 12:30 or so. So Vinny's gonna hold it down until then, probably the first quarter or whatever. So hopefully I don't miss too much. But I'll listen to it in the car. In my truck on the way home.
It'll be fun. He'll pop in and fire me after the first quarter.
Yeah, like get out of here, dude. Take your mic and throw it out the window.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. It'll be fun.
No, it'll be fantastic. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Big shout out to Kevin, my friend. You know what I mean? It was a good time in New York. Got you on the podcast. Real chatty I appreciate you hanging out with me, Kevin. I appreciate our journey in New York. Just think about this. That's what I think about. Like when I die, some of those pictures in New York, that's where they'll be in the funeral. At the wake, they always have pictures. I always think about that. Like when you're doing stuff and you're taking a picture, like, hey, that's probably a good one for the wake. You know what I mean?
You don't take many pictures with other people, then.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, I don't. You know anything? You never know. But anyways, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Vinny. We are out of here. Go Pack. Go. Come hang out Thursday. Packer game. Taking on the Lions. Let's go. Yo.